Yeah. I don't think I ever heard nobody really talk about this the way I'm finna talk about it. So I'm gonna talk about it. Huh? This one right here is about you cannot you cannot experience abundance if all you do is wait for a check that you did not work for. You cannot experience wealth if you dependent on the government for any type of assistance. You cannot experience wealth if you depend on child support checks, if you depend on income tax checks. If those are the only times you see money, then something's wrong with you, honey. Because let me tell you one thing. The only way you're going to be as financially free as you want to is you have to work for it. You got to use your hands. You got to use your mind. If you're not using those two things to obtain money, then you're going to always be dependent on the government. You're going to always be dependent on a child support check. Only time you're going to ever see a little bit of money is on income tax season. As long as you're waiting on a check that you did not work for, you will always be in the same position you always been in, because you can only make what they give you. And what they give you is not even enough. It's barely enough for you to survive with. But it seems to me like a lot of people are satisfied with surviving. Just surviving, just making ends meet. You've been on housing for how many years? 50 years. You never was able to take care of yourself. You was never able to do a thing on your own. All because you're only operating inside of what the government give you. You're only operating on the inside of what people say that you should make. But God did not put limitations on us. So if you don't get out of that situation, you don't start using your hands, you don't start using your mind, you don't start working for what you want, then you'll never have what you want. Income tax season don't have your goals in mind. Child support checks don't have your goals in mind. Food stamps don't have your needs in mind. That's just a supplement. It's only there to satisfy a need. And you'll never be able to get what you want. You'll never be able to get what you really need. So you live your life in poverty. You're satisfied with that, ain't you? Well, as long as you're satisfied with that, you're going to always be faced with the same issues. You're going to always be waiting until that card load up. You're going to be always waiting till that income tax season to come. You're going to always be waiting for that child support check to come. And guess what? It'll never be enough. Because it's not supposed to be enough. We're not supposed to live off of that type of stuff. We're supposed to live off our hands. We're supposed to live off our mind. We're supposed to live off of work. Work is what's going to get you where you want to be. Stop being comfortable with food stamps. All you do is go and buy snacks with it anyway. Stop being comfortable with child support. All you do is go and do stuff with the child support check that ain't got nothing to do with the child. Stop being comfortable with the government giving you something. Go and make it happen for yourself. Yourself, you can do it. You can do it. That's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. The successful people believe that they can do it. They believe that they can survive and make a way without somebody giving them something. The poor person thinks that somebody has to give them something in order for them to get somewhere. And even if they don't get somewhere, as long as they're getting something for free, they're okay with that. That's how the poor man thinks. We got to stop being okay with just surviving. We gotta stop thinking it's okay to cheat the system. We gotta start living like the way God intended us to live. We're not intended to be dependent on anything from no government. We got hands, feet, brains. As long as all these things work on you and you're still able to use them, there's no reason why you should be waiting on a check that you did not work for. And for all the people that's working and they still getting food stamps and trying to get something for free, you still got that poor man mentality. You still got that poor man thought process. Because if you're working and you still don't have enough money to buy food, then it's something that you're doing wrong. Something that you're doing wrong. You done fell out of pocket somewhere. You're a little off beat somewhere. But you cannot become successful or gain wealth waiting on a check that you did not work for. Real talk.